Hi, I'm Joy, librarian at the Worcester Public Library, and this is my colleague
Taylor. Hello.
Hi everyone, and welcome. Welcome to this month's session of Coming Attractions, or otherwise known as Coming Soon titles, whatever you want to call them. As usual, I will be reviewing the nonfiction titles, and Taylor will be reviewing the fiction titles. All of them will be available shortly in print and hopefully electronically as well on your Libby app. So without further ado, let's get started. Should I do the first one?
If you'd like.
I think I will. So my first title for this month is The Catch Me If You Can, One Woman's Journey to Every Country in the World. Gotcha already, guys? Celebrated writer, photographer, and entrepreneur Jessica Nabongo, American-born daughter of Ugandan immigrants, had a goal. She aspired to visit all 195 UN-recognized nations of the world. Ambitious? Yes. Daunting? Yes. Nevertheless, Nabongo did it, completing her adventure in November of 2019, the first Black woman on record to do so. I probably don't need to point out that this was mere months before the emergence of COVID-19 would have made international travel difficult, if not impossible. Now in her inspiring new memoir, The Catch Me If You Can, beautifully illustrated with her own photographs, Nabongo recounts her experiences in over 100 of the places she explored, ranging from Oklahoma, yes, you heard me right, to the world's least visited country, Nauru. Along the way, she swam with humpback whales, went dog sledding in Norway, played dominoes with old men on the streets of Havana, cooked octopus in Japan, basked on the sunny beaches of Venezuela, and most importantly, made a multitude of connections with other human beings across the globe. Nabongo's avowed purpose is to encourage her readers to get out of that armchair, pick up a passport, and go. And she offers a host of tips designed to make travel easier and more enjoyable should they choose to do so. Amazon says that Nabongo's stories are love letters to diversity, beauty, and culture. Envious yet? I am.
I feel like after all that traveling, you need a vacation from your vacation.
You might, but I would still be willing to try.
Good for you. I think I've got old bones. All right, so I'll go with my first fiction pick. Talk about The Woman in the Library by Sulari Gentile. Australian author Winifred Freddie Kincaid is in Boston on a writer's scholarship and is spending time in the reading room of the Boston Public Library. Sharing a table with a law student, psychology student, and another published author, a scream pierces through the quiet air. A murder has taken place, and everyone is told to stay put until it's deemed safe to leave. It's not until the next day when it's made public that the body of a young woman who worked for a local tabloid had been found. As the story progresses, the four of them become friends and find themselves embroiled in the mystery surrounding the death, later revealing that one of them is connected to the murder. A captivating story, right?
Yeah.
Well, to add to the mystery of all of this, it's the plot of a work of fiction by Australian author Hannah Tagone. Much like her protagonist Freddie, she is Australian and working on her new book. But due to COVID-19 travel restrictions, Hannah isn't able to go to Boston like Freddie is, which is where Leo Johnson steps in. Currently residing in Boston, he is a huge fan of Hannah's work and finds himself influencing her novel more than she anticipated. With his guidance and input as a beta reader, Tagone submits to her agent what is essentially Johnson's first ghostwritten novel. The tone of his letters become more forceful and odd as the plot progresses, ending at downright disturbing once Hannah's agent is murdered, only days after the book was rejected by the publisher. With a starred review from Publishers Weekly, this thrilling excursion into metafiction from Australian author Gentile wittily examines the writing process itself. This elegantly constructed novel is intelligent, funny, and profound. Who could ask for more?
You know, I'm not entirely sure I know what metafiction is, but I know I like it.
Fair enough.
Stories within stories within stories, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Layers and layers and layers.
Love it. Well, my next choice for this month is The Monster's Bones, The Discovery of T-Rex and How It Shook the World by David K. Randall. Well, If anything could make me more envious than the idea of visiting 195 nations of the world, it might be spending a lifetime looking for dino bones, particularly those of T-Rex, the most iconic dinosaur of them all. In Monsters' Bones, reporter David Randall offers an entertaining account of the life of Barnum Brown, Kansas farm boy turned fossil hunter turned world-renowned paleontologist, whose obsession with the bones of ancient beasts ignited a craze that has lasted into the present day and may just have saved New York's then struggling American Museum of Natural History. When Brown unearthed the first partial T-Rex skeleton in Montana in 1900, the museum's president, socialite Henry Fairfield Osborne, saw his chance. He suspected that people would be fascinated by this creature with its 4-foot-long bone-crushing jaws and legs capable of moving at 25 miles per hour. He was right. People flocked to Osborne's museum in droves just for the shivery pleasure of cowering before the mysterious giant who had emerged from the distant past. And guess what? We still do. The Monsters' Bones features a colorful cast of wrong-headed, eccentric, unscrupulous, and obsessive characters, all deeply invested in the ongoing quest to uncover the monster's bones. PW says that paleontology buffs will thrill to this vibrant, treasure-filled account.
Do you have a favorite dinosaur?
T-Rex.
T-Rex? Okay.
Do you?
I'm more of a Spinosaurus kind of person.
I'm not sure I know that one, so you'll have to show me a picture.
Of course. All right, so to change tunes, my next fiction choice is Night Crawling by Layla Motley. Layla Motley's debut novel is a poetic and brutal tale of the failed justice system. Kiara and Marcus live in the Regal High apartment complex in Oakland, California, which names betrays reality. Cracked walls, pool full of floating dog poop bags, and rent that has now doubled for the siblings. Their father passed away, and mother, living in a halfway home after a suicide attempt, leaves the two siblings alone without any family. Kiara and Marcus are both high school dropouts. While Marcus has plans to become a rap star, Kiara finds herself much more grounded in reality with the increasing rents and an extra mouth to feed, her 9-year-old neighbor who has been abandoned by his mother. She looks for work anywhere, local pharmacies, high-end stores, even the strip club where Marcus's ex bartends. Problem is, she's only 17, she's not legally able to work there. After a drunken incident at that strip club though, Kiara finds herself doing something she never expected, sex work. With the original intention of only working until she can get herself and her brother financially stable, she now finds herself in the middle of a sex trafficking ring catering to the Oakland Police Department and the subsequent trial. A story laced with violence and despair finds itself sandwiched between prose and fleeting moments of joy for Kiara. Kirkus Review says the real story here is lush, immersive writing and a relentless reality that crushes a girl's soul.
Wow.
Yeah.
It would have to be very well written or it would be unbearable.
Yes, and what really adds to it is that the author, I believe she was 17 when she started writing this novel.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, so very young and very talented.
It's gotten a lot of media attention.
Yes, it has.
I'll be looking forward to at least trying it.
Yes.
Well, my final choice for this month is The Tree Thieves, Crime and Survival in North America's Woods by Lindsay Bourgon. Old-growth trees are invaluable, right? And irreplaceable. And beneficial to the lives of humans and animals alike, right? Well, yes, of course. And therefore, tree poaching, a billion-dollar black market enterprise, is not only illegal, but immoral, right? Well, yes, says Canadian author Lindsay Bourgon, but wait a minute. The situation is a bit more complex than that. In her book, The Tree Thieves, Bourgon takes us to the declining logging towns of the Pacific Northwest and introduces us to tree poachers, of course, but also to environmentalists, forensic wood specialists, Park Service employees, anti-government activists, international timber cartels, indigenous communities, and residents deeply rooted in towns that for decades have been ravaged by poverty, high unemployment, addiction, and despair. Timber poaching, she maintains, is not merely a matter of greed. but it is also a weapon of social protest wielded by marginalized people who feel unheard by decision makers thousands of miles away, whose policies profoundly affect their daily lives. Kirkus calls Tree Thieves an enlightening, entertaining, and well-balanced account. Amazon said that this is a gripping account of the timber black market and how it intersects with environmentalism, class, and culture. This book is for readers willing to look beyond stereotypes and forego easy answers.
That sounds like it's going to be like a very intense read.
I think it will be.
That sentence where you just kept listing everybody kind of involved with tree poaching,
yeah.
It just kept coming.
Yeah.
I was like, when's it gonna stop?
And you want a villain and you want a hero, and you're not going to get either of those things at least not easily.
No, definitely not with a nonfiction book. Very, very much so in reality compared to my next fiction choice.
Okay, let's hear it.
Okay. My next choice is So Happy for You by Celia Lasky. Robin and Ellie used to be close childhood best friends. When Robin came out, Ellie supported her. When Ellie's father passed away, Robin was there for her. Now Ellie wants Robin to be her maid of honor, which she reluctantly accepts. Years and years of friendship, what on earth could be causing Robin to have cold feet? Robin and Ellie may have been childhood friends, but their adult friendship has all but dwindled. Robin is currently working on her dissertation about marriage and its failures, and how all of those failures can be attributed to capitalism and heteronormativity. Set in an alternate reality, weddings have become heavily incentivized by the government in an attempt to get marriage rates up, only to match the rising divorce rates. Weddings now find themselves steeped in ritual like never before. Some brides will carry a bouquet of sage and garlic to keep evil and bad luck away, while others will engage in a full-on blood sacrifice to protect the sanctity and purity of the marriage.
Oh my God.
Yup. Encouraged by her academic advisor to get real-world case examples of the wedding bubble, Robin begrudgingly agrees to the title of Maid of Honor. Fast forward now to the wedding weekend. Tensions are running high between the Maid of Honor, the bridal party, and the bridezilla. Robin feels as if the entire wedding party is against her, making her feel even more wary of having agreed to the whole thing. Kirkus Review says, ultimately, the novel settles into that sweet spot of dystopia. Just unrealistic enough to feel fantastical, but grounded in sufficient reality for the reader to pose the question, could this really happen?
Oh, I love that stuff.
Right? Right? Where it's just so out of touch that you're just like, oh, but wait a minute. This could be us.
This could actually happen. Yeah. The reviewer hit that on the head.
Yes.
That description. So, okay.
All right.
We're all set.
We are all set. Thank you guys so much for joining us for June's coming attractions, new releases. We look forward to talking to you guys next month.
And see you later, fellow readers.
Bye.